Hello everyone, thanks for dropping by. Gonna have to be a quick one this week because the state funeral starts in about 10 to 12 minutes and I'm going to want to get all this done before then. In case you didn't know, that's an electric car from Hispano-Suiza, that's a Swiss company. And if you want one, the starting price is $1.9 million. It looks quite nice to me, but I wouldn't have it in that colour, as that's more fuchsia than purple and it looks sickly. I'd more have a darker purple, and I certainly wouldn't have a white interior. It would be more like a light fawn colour. Anyway, looking around yesterday, I found this. It says singles now outnumber married people in America, and that's a good thing. It's essentially aimed at women, as the photographs that they use are two ladies there and there's not a guy in sight. It's a explanation about how there's more single people there in America than married people, but this was written 8 years ago, as it was done on September 14th, 2014. Now, this bit is interesting. It says there's huge change, 52% of or 124.6 million American adults are single in 1950. That number was about 22%. Singles have taken over despite the rise of online dating. Now it goes on to say, people who live alone have a degree of control over the time and space that very few people have. They have a choice of solitude and kind of productive solitude. Was that aimed at women or men? Solo living allows individuals who have ended a marriage, i.e. divorced, to focus on their priorities. Living alone gives you a chance of a kind to get back on your feet and figure out who you are and what you want next in your next relationship, so you can make a stronger return to social life. Now, if a guy's on his own, he finds that he's better off, as he's got time to work out himself. He's for longer he's not paying child support and online dating. But before I get to that, this backs up this article. Pew Research Center, the rising share of US adults are living without a spouse or partner. This was done October 5th, 2021. Now it goes into detail about it with employment, ages, and various economic outlooks. But the general message I got through reading this was that if you are married, you are better off having money-wise, than if you're living on your own. Turning to men, single men have only made minimal gains in educational attainment since 1990. That's because American colleges are death traps for guys. 26% of single men have completed at least a bachelor's degree, up from 24% in 1990. Now it gives a graph showing you single men have fallen further behind their partner counterparts educationally at a time when job opportunities for less educated men in the US labour market have become more limited. Well, over here in Britain we got something called the Open University. You might have something similar to that in America. So couldn't these single guys go get a university education without attending a university/college? This is reflected in trends of employment and earnings. Many studies have documented rising joblessness among less educated men of prime working age, accompanied by falling real wages since 1980. Doesn't say anything about the rise of student debt amongst female graduates, who are obviously after a guy to help pay their debt off, because she has a useless degree that won't get her into employment. Unpartnered men are less likely to be employed in 2019, 73%, than they were in 1990, 76%. And then it goes on, when it comes to living with children, 8% of unpartnered men did so in 2019, compared with 60% of partnered men. The gap between the two groups of men has narrowed somewhat over the past 30 years, but remains quite large. that could be the cause of third wave feminism. Now, going back to this one, the rise of online dating, looking around, I found this. Sociologically images, OkCupid data on sex, desirability and age. Now this was written on July 3rd, 2015. The number currently is OkCupid looked at how age preferences disadvantage older women, i.e. post-war. Points out the distribution of singles is pretty matched by sex in most ages. Now that's the graph. There are women and guys at the prime. There is when the wall starts, when it definitely has started, and as you can see it flattens off. But that doesn't necessarily mean that women and men are the same age as reach one to another. Women at most ages state a preference to date men who are up to 8 years older or 8 years younger. So an 18-year-old girl, she just wants a 24-year-old guy. The wall at 34, 28 in his prime working age. Whoops. What happened there? What happened there? Sorry about that, people. There we go. But men show desired preference for younger women, especially as men get older. And this is where MGTOW kicks in and the wall kicks in. C, 20 years old, oldest allowable match, 18. A guy who is 32 is prime. He wants a woman 22. She's fertile. The oldest one that she'd go for is 34. She's just starting to hit the wall. But the median age, that is 30, is 28. See, the prime fertile years. And Rudder notes men target their messages to women even younger than their stated preference. In this figure, the greenish areas represent where men are sending more messages and the red areas where they are sending less. Now once again, see, a woman's fertile years, 18 years old. 26, that's her most fertile period. She gets lots of women. 28, the wall starts to be approached. 30, the wall is there. 34, 36, you see a lot of these women on TikTok saying they can't get a date. The wall is there, no messages. Oldest allowable match. You see, there, 34 is the top one. If you go down, a 28, 29-year-old man, the oldest woman he wants is 34. 26, fertile, youngest allowable match, 22 years old, a guy. A 20-year-old, a guy in his absolute prime, 36 years old. If you go up there, 22 years old. All these videos, MHS, Manosphere highlights daily. He explains it. Guys want young women who are fertile. He's in there, his prime age, 40. If he's a billionaire, he's probably that age. See, he wants a 24-year-old woman. She's fertile, she's prime, he can have children with her. He doesn't want a 40-year-old woman. She's beyond the oldest allowable match. Whoops, did it again, silly boy. It says, so even though men and women are less proportionally represented on the site, men's decided preference for younger women makes many fewer potential dates for older women, i.e., fewer potential dates, post-war women. Hard luck, ladies. You had your chance in your prime and you blew it. Here's what the dating pool looks like for 21-year-olds. blue, men seeking women who are 21, and pink equals women seeking men who are 21. That's 21-year-old. See? 25-year-olds. You notice it's moved a little bit. 30-year-olds. Now there's a difference. Men seeking women, blue. There again, most fertile years. A person's desirability changes over time. There's 22, when a woman's at her peak, and then she hits the wall, and down she goes. Average, 32, there's the wall. And look at the drop. With men, there, men hits the wall, 36, but it's the financial wall. But he still wants a younger woman. But anyway, going back to that, there's more singles outnumber married people in America, and that's a good thing. But this gives a false impression, because this shows that the guys want younger women and they're not prepared to settle for old women who are post-war, because they don't bring much to the table except an attitude and baggage. It's 11 o'clock now, so I'll wrap it up here. Right, you know the routine, people. Like, dislike, comment, subscribe. It's completely up to you. But I might carry this on with marriage next week, as I found a few more things. But for now, that's it. Anything else? No. Okay, till next Monday. Bye-bye.